What's good with y'all? Hey, back with another video, back with a vibes. While I'm waiting for my appointment, I'm like, yo, let's just drop another video. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right, let's answer this question and get it over with. Or I did this already. Okay. All right, back. Let's get it. Unpopular truth. Being around people who need nothing from you can be deeply rejuvenating. It is hard to feel your own take when you're always around others who need your help. Make time for friends who ignite your joy and fill you with laughter and recharge your inspiration. So, what it's saying really at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It's your boy gonna back it up. We're talking about how if people don't need you, that gives your answer of how much you're needed in their world. If people don't hit you up, people don't text you stuff, they don't respond back to you, that's how much you know they don't really need you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's going to be hard to feel your own take, but when you're around others, you know what it does that really want you, they mean in life, like it shows that, yo, this guy really, cares and stuff, you know, when you make time for friends who ignite your joy, feel you laughing and stuff, recharge. Like I had a friend who just hit me up, shout out to her, like most of her homies weren't around, and she's like, if you and Tay were, was close to me, I would have popped up. And that showcased like, yo, like, you the homie like that ignite their joy. You the homie that recharge their inspiration and make them laugh, and that's what it is sometimes, man. And people around you that don't do that, man, like, there's sometimes I had to block people or like cut off people, not because of that, it's just because, yo, you're not gonna waste my time. You're not, if it feels like I'm not necessary in your life, or it feels like I don't need you in my life, you're just done. You know what I'm saying? And that's what some people do when they unfollow you sometimes. So don't take it serious when people unfollow you on IG or Snapchat, whatever the case may be. You feel me? That's page 82. But really, just understand and what it's saying is, it's like it's hard to feel your own take when you're always around others who need your help. And that's okay. So what it's saying is, okay, let me backtrack what I just said. It's hard to feel your own take when you're always around others who need your help. Make time for friends who ignite your joy, feel your life. So those people you're around that it feels like you can't recharge yourself, and it's like you have to always be around them. They always need help or make time for your stuff. Cut them off. Like they're saying in this page, really, people who are using you, people who are benefit from you. And it seems like it's not like they're doing the same thing in your life, hitting you up, calling you and stuff. Like I got to get better at calling, communicating with people, not because I don't want to call them. It's because I don't know their schedule every day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know when they work. I don't know this and that. So I got to get better at calling someone. So today I'm going to call someone just to check on them. I'm going to call someone else, Sometimes they call me. So it's like, as long as you start calling them, they're going to call you back. As long as you start calling them, then that's when the relationship builds on, and that's when y'all talk more and stuff, I got a friend I got to check up, Ali. This man, I swear if I didn't leave, Ohio, I would have stayed with that man, because that dude was great, his spirit and stuff, and being around him, it felt like I didn't have to worry about recharging my tank. I didn't have to worry about, other friends that I was chilling with, Some friends, I feel like it is, Now I want to cut you off. It's more like I got to, know when I want to, what I'm saying? It's just certain times, what's necessary in your life, what isn't necessary in your life. And that's what it is in this page. Before, I was saying with my friends, like, the reason why it's not hard for me to feel my take when I'm around, because I can just be myself, whatever low energy, high energy, whatever the case may be. They have called me in my good days, bad days, and ugly days, and I call them in the good and bad, ugly days sometimes. And even though I didn't know what was going on, I was there to just, hey, things will get better, because I don't understand your relationship, I'm not in your business 24/7, but I'll give, hey, look at the bright side of it, things will get better, maybe this and that. So you got to look at that perspective, on this page. Page 83. Attachment to control is like, attachment to is instant. Attachment to control comes from having a bad relationship with change. Hey, man, any attachment to something is always bad. You can have some good attachments, but to thinking you could control people, thinking you control a relationship, it shows case you're not willing to change, And I have a lot, not families, but certain relationships that, I get my mom asking me all the time, why you not calling, why not? It's like, not because I don't want to talk to them. It's more of, they want to control it. They want to have this view. They want to have, okay, you're not going to say none of this. I'm going to talk and then you're going to talk. It's not even like we can have a communication talk. We can't even vibe. We can't even, talk about friends. We can't even talk about certain people because it's like, yo, you want to control the conversation. You want to control certain things. And there's no down bad, why I'm saying this, because that person might have changed. But in the past, it felt like that to my perspective of it, so that's what I felt like certain people think I was the villain in their story sometimes. And, now I'm more like letting people go. Like, I'm not going to control you. I'm not going to, you don't want to talk to me. You don't have to talk to me. You don't want to hit me up. You don't have to hit me up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is about attachment and control. Is like, yo, it comes from not having that relationship to grow. Like, you want to control people, but don't understand, like, oh, you want to be a puppet. You want to be behind the scenes and stuff, but you don't understand that that's your problem, because you don't want to let that person flourish. You don't want to let that person grow. You don't want to let them, whatever the case may be. And I see it through streamers. You see it through now, everything from countries and everything. It's like, yo, let people be free. Let people enjoy what they have, So that's what it is on page 83, It's about understanding, like, yo, you want to control means that you have a horrible time accepting change, accepting that things ain't always going to be the same. And that's what it is sometimes. I feel like it's like, yo, you feel like we getting older and you still think like, yo, we can still do this and that. It's like, dang, I got, certain people in their life, like, don't understand that. Like, you can explain them this and that, but they have a problem understanding, like, this is reality now. We're grown. This is reality, Sooner or later, we're going to have kids. This is reality. We're going to be parents sometime. We're not going to be in our parents' shoes no more, Sooner or later, like, you got to understand that. Sooner or later, you're going to be paying your own bills. Sooner or later, you're going to have your own car. Sooner or later, you're going to have your own crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people don't understand that. But let's get to 84. This is a quick video because, your boy got an appointment. You know what I'm saying? I got to see what time is it. Okay, we cool. We're going to break this one down a little bit, few minutes. But page 84. Embracing change is one of the most understated ways to improve your life. A lot of mental tension we experience comes from rejecting change, common patterns to lament that something pleasurable has ended, or to roll in mental tension when something you dislike is occurring. Teaching your mind to ponder more than about the reality of change, release some of the shock that comes when things actually do change in your life. Understand that change is inevitable will help you recognize that everything has a time limit, which ultimately encourage you to be more present when you are doing things that bring you joy and when you're around the ones you love. Too often we get caught up in our imagination, creating heavy narrators about the past or craving something in the future. Although together missing the beautiful moment that is right in front of us. Every moment has potential. That potential is defined by how we arrive into. Our minds have the power to turn a moment that might be easy have been forgotten into something all-inspiring and positive, like changing. Embrace the change not only brings more joy into your life, enhances your resilience during the tough moments, but also is the key to happiness and wisdom. Being attached to the sameness dulls the vibrance of life. All right, we're gonna break this down. All right, let's break this down. So I gotta look at time every time, but you got an appointment, you know what I'm saying? Embracing change is one of the most, all right, first paragraph saying, when you embrace change, it shows that you're able to understand, like, all the things you have gone through, things, the patterns that, feels like pleasure has ended, or, your mental tension has come when you dislike something is occurring. It shows that you're understanding and you're not taking it like you used to. You're not reacting right away. You're not this and that. You're thinking sometimes. You're, okay, let me step back real quick. Let me look at this perspective differently. When you get rejected, with a girl, let's say a girl, or like to the girls, like a guy just not seeing your signs that you like him and stuff, you gotta look at it like, yo, maybe I'm doing it wrong, or maybe I'm just not being straight up to him for it, because maybe he's just, an idiot, like a Patrick Star. No offense to the guys, or to the guys. When a girl rejects you, look at it like a way to, how can I be better, She she don't like me, doesn't mean a bad thing. I'm just not her type. You know what I'm saying? That's simple. That's what it is. But also, with that, with just life and, stuff. Like, a lot of guys right now, they waiting for football to come out. Yo, I know football fans, bro. there's sports to watch, you know. Be open-minded. Watch something new. Watch some baseball, bro. Baseball is great. On some real, when it's the only sport, you know what I'm saying? You know, other sports are great too, you know, UFC, you know, wrestling, whatever the case may be. Stop sticking to this simple mind stuff, man. Be open to learning new things. Watch Love Island, bro. Yes, I heard it's banging. Go watch it, you feel me? Like, open your life up. Stop trying to do the same thing, you know? I'm gonna bring back that doing the same thing. What are you doing now? Hold on. Teach your mind to ponder more about reality of change. Release some of the shock that comes with things that are actually doing change in your life. Understanding that change is inevitable. Change is happening will help you recognize that everything has a time limit. So what it's saying in the second paragraph is saying when you're teaching your mind about the reality of change, it released some of the things that you thought was going to happen. So when things happen, it's saying like everything has a reason. You know, when Jay-Z said it, everything has a reason, right? Everything in that reason is going to be a time limit. Because that's going to make you focus on your present and understand like some of the things you're doing, it's not going to be long, you know, it's going to be temporary, but you're going to have more joy. Understand like things are going to get better when the bad days happen. Things will get better ugly. Even those good days, maybe you're going to have better good days. You know what I'm saying? And just shows that, yo, you're letting your mind know like, yo, reality of change is possible in your life. The reality is going to happen, you know? That's what it is on the second paragraph on page 84. On the third page, too often we caught up in our imagination, creating heavy narratives about the past or craving something in the future, although we're missing the beautiful. Okay. So what this is saying, we're too focused on things that happened in the past and we still want to talk about, right? We still want to get caught up in stuff, you know, or we're waiting for something to happen in the future. We can't wait, but we're not focusing on the present. What's his name on Kung Fu Panda on the first one? He told Poe, he said, you know, I think he said the past is just yesterday. The future is tomorrow. Today is the present. Present is a gift, meaning that today is the most beautiful moment to focus on because right now, you don't know how much this present moment is so important because sooner or later, you're going to be in the future. Why are you thinking about tomorrow, you know? Sooner or later, you're going to be, you know, why are you still talking about yesterday? Yesterday was ever. You overcome. Your old version of you yesterday was different from today. That's what it's saying. So you got to understand that. And that's what we're doing. We're doing wrong. Missing the moment of now. Missing the potentials of these moments. And, you know, these moments of this potential is so defined because our power has so much to turn when it comes. We forget so much of it that we don't understand it. It could be inspiring. It could be positive, life-changing things that can affect your life for the rest of your future. But you're focusing, worrying about the past still. Thinking that, you know, these narratives and stuff, things that people have views on you still. Like, bro, move on, you know, move forward, keep going. When you keep moving forward and stuff, then you're not going to look at the past no more. You're going to be able to focus on the present. Then when you're moving forward, you're not looking ahead of the future, but you're building what you're building now to build that future. And that's what it's saying in this moment. But lastly, this is 8. I'm going to talk about this for a little minute. Embrace change not only brings more joy into your life and enhance resilience during tough moments, but also is the key to happiness and wisdom. Being attached to the sameness dulls the vibrant of life. So what it's saying, when you embrace change, yo, I embrace change so much. Like, I listen to my friends' advice. I listen to things we talk about and look, how can I be better in my relationship? How can I keep going? You know, my homegirl just told me I need to keep shooting, you know, and I said, yo, I'm just shooting practice shots. She's like, don't matter. Shoot those real shots, you know? You don't just, yo, she said it in a way. She's like, you don't shoot a ball. You don't shoot a basketball and not trying to shoot it into the hoop. I was like, all right, bro, what do you know about basketball? You feel me? But what is she trying to say is, she's trying to say like, yo, you gotta just shoot shots, even if no matter what, you know, get over it, you know, so what? It doesn't go in, so what, this and that, you know? Sometimes I look at the shots like, you know, you can shoot shots, just be cautious about, be aware what you're gonna do, be mature about it, you know? Don't make a corny shot, make a shot that's a good shot, you know? Even those bad shots, you're going to learn from it, do whatever. But what she's saying is like, you got to embrace that. And that's what she's saying. What I'm saying is, last paragraph is embracing the change not only brings more joy into life, and hence and resilience during the tough moments. So even if, like, let's say some shots go in, I bring more joy in my life, right? Then I'm like, oh, okay, I could be comfortable just shooting whatever, right? But then sometimes when I miss shots or it's bad what they say, you know, when they say the worst thing a girl can say is no, then I hint to my resilience during those moments to understand, like, yo, it's fine, bro. Like, she just not my, you know, she don't like me like that. It's fine. It's not a problem. You know, she talking to someone. That's fine. You know, you gotta look at a reason why. You know, if she don't like me, I'm just not her type. She said, yo, I'm talking to someone, meaning I would have been a shot if she wasn't talking to someone. You know what I'm saying? That's what builds to the inner peace of happiness and wisdom, you know? But that's what you gotta understand from that, right? But lastly, anything, I'm gonna finish this up. Being attached to sameness dulls a vibrant of life. And what it's saying is, being the same is not what you need in your life. Doing the same thing is like thinking that's what you need to do every time. But that's not gonna work in life. Doing the same thing, my mom told me this, doing the same thing every day is insanity. Meaning like, you don't have nothing you want to grow or change or you want to build, and you just want to do the same thing every day. Yeah, like, no disrespect my homeboy, like, he's doing different things, but it's the same thing every night. Yo, let's get on the game. Let's get on the game. It's like, gang, I'm trying to understand my dreams. I'm trying to understand what my mind thinking when I'm sleeping, you know, when my body, physical body is out for the night, you know, for 8 hours. You feel me? I'm trying to understand what we could connect. I'm trying to connect to my higher self, buddy. What are we talking about on the game, you know? We could do what we used to do, but it's like, gang, you don't care about it like I do now, you know what I'm saying? 8 hours sleep, you get that test wrong. People don't understand that. 8 hours sleep, you grow, your body grows. And that's what I'm trying to do more, you feel me? But what I'm trying to get to the end of this is, yo, stop trying to think what you're doing every day is fine. Yo, if you're trying to build stuff, cool, you're saving, cool. But understand whatever skills, build your skills. Do certain things, you know, build the hobbies you have, use it and make it to something you could make money out of, you know. Things you love to enjoy, do it. You know, my uncle always said, don't pick a job that you don't like, right? Pick a job that you're willing to wake up every single day. So whatever job it is that some people don't believe is not 9 to 5, some people don't believe is online, do it, bro. If that's what you want to do. You want to do remote jobs so you could do more freely things? Go ahead, do it. Whatever you want to do, bro. Be freely in this world, bro. You could do whatever you want. Don't tell people you can't. Don't listen to people that don't have the dreams you have. Don't listen to people that don't have the passion that you have. Listen to people that want to help you out. Listen to people this and that. You know what I'm saying? So as I get over this video, understand that being the same every day and not want to get better every day is gonna hurt, because that shows that you don't embrace change. You want to evolve. You just want to do the same thing every single time. And that's what I'm getting out this page. So as always, man, I'm going to be done. I got to go to my appointment. You feel me? But as always, man, you have a wonderful day. Keep trying to get better. And as I always say, man, adios, amigos. You know what I'm saying? Hasta luego. And, you know, I'll see you again in the next video. You feel me?